Hello everyone, these are the FREEWELL DJI Osmo Action 3 filters and they are fantastic. In today's video we'll see how they perform in real world scenarios and whether they're worth purchasing. A quick disclaimer, FREEWELL provided these filters for review, but this video is not sponsored. With that said, let me show you what you get in the box. The all-day 6 filter set includes ND8, ND16, ND32, ND64, ND1000 and UV filters. The bright day 4 filter set includes the ND8 polarizer, ND16 polarizer, ND32 polarizer and ND64 polarizer filters. Additionally, light pollution reduction and polarizer filters are available. You can buy these filters individually or in a mega pack that includes all of them. I'll include links to everything down below. Each box includes a nice hard shell protective case and a FREEWELL cleaning cloth. The filter packs come in a magnetic case with a clear top, whereas the individual filters come in a black compact hard shell case. These filters are all made of high quality metal and are oil proof, scratch resistant and dust resistant. Each one weighs about 5.3 to 5.7 grams, making it lighter than the stock filter, which weighs about 7.7 grams. As a result, these filters will have no effect on the camera's weight. The installation procedure is quite simple. Begin by unscrewing the stock Osmo Action 3 filter, then screw in your preferred FREEWELL filter. That's simple. I tried screwing all of the FREEWELL filters on my Osmo Action 3 and had no problems with the thread being stuck or anything like that. Let's see how these filters perform now. To see if there is any significant color shift or sharpness loss when using these filters, they were all tested in the same location with the same camera settings, including the white balance, which was set to 5600 Kelvin. Starting with the standard ND filters, when compared to the stock filter, the ND8 reduces light by 3 stops, has no visible vignetting, a minor color shift towards red, it's visible if you look closely at the gray roof, and no visible loss of sharpness in the image. The ND16 reduces light by 4 stops, has no visible vignetting, no visible color shift, and no loss of sharpness. The ND32 reduces light by 5 stops and has no visible vignetting or color shift. However, there is a minor loss of sharpness in the image. The ND64 reduces light by 6 stops and has no visible vignetting or color shift. However, there is a slight loss of sharpness in the image. So far, it appears that the ND8 is the only filter that will slightly shift the color towards orange-red. All of the other standard ND filters will produce a very neutral color. In terms of sharpness, there is a minor loss of sharpness in the image when using ND32 or ND64. Let's take a look at the ND polarizer filters, which will reduce the light by a certain amount of stops, while also reducing reflections with the polarizer filter. When compared to the stock filter, the ND8 polarizer has noticeable vignetting and a color shift towards orange-red with a minor loss of sharpness in the image. However, vignetting and color shift are to be expected, as pretty much all the ND polarizer filters on the market suffer from this. The ND16 polarizer also has noticeable vignetting and a color shift towards green rather than orange-red with a minor loss of image sharpness. The ND32 polarizer behaves exactly like the ND16 polarizer, while the ND64 polarizer shifts back to orange-red rather than green and has the most noticeable amount of sharpness loss. So when compared to the standard ND filters, it appears that the ND polarizer filters have a bit more sharpness loss in the image with more noticeable color shifts. Is it going to affect your results in real life scenarios? I don't think so. This leads me to the next point, which is how these filters perform with Rocksteady and low shutter speeds like 1/50, 1/100 and 1/200 to achieve the best motion blur effect. As you may know, for optimal performance, digital stabilization on any action camera is heavily reliant on having a fast shutter speed, so once you get it down to something like 1/50, it will be difficult to stabilize without a gimbal. Looking closely at these clips, which were shot at 1/50 shutter speed, it's clear that the Rocksteady stabilization struggles. A gimbal is unquestionably required. When the shutter speed is set to 1/100, there's a significant improvement in Rocksteady stabilization, with plenty of motion blur in the image. Certainly not perfect, but far more usable than with a shutter speed of 1/50. Finally, when the shutter speed is set to 1/200, Rocksteady appears to be nearly perfect. However, there is a significant reduction in motion blur in the image. So I believe that filming with a shutter speed of 1/100 is the best compromise between having decent Rocksteady stabilization performance and natural motion blur in the image. However, for the best results, you should use a proper gimbal. Let's take a look at the UV, light pollution reduction, regular CPL and ND1000 filters now. The UV filter is intended to shield the Osmo Action 3 camera lens from dust and dirt. It renders color slightly better than the stock filter in my opinion. The stock filter has a slight blue tint, whereas the FREEWELL UV filter has a green tint that appears more natural. Moving on to the CPL filter, which is intended to reduce reflections. It has a strong green tint, but it effectively reduces reflections. Then the light pollution reduction filter, which was designed to reduce oranges and yellows in the image for night shots, has a significant shift towards blue. However, it's intentional and I'm not going to say anything about this filter because I've never used one before. Please let me know down below if you have experience with this kind of filters. Finally, the ND1000 is designed for photography with slow shutter speeds, such as waterfalls, moving cars, or any type of movement in general. This filter, I believe, will also have a slight color shift towards orange-red, but it's super simple to fix in Lightroom. To summarize, I think the FREEWELL DJI Osmo Action 3 filters are excellent. They have excellent build quality and are simple to install. There is some minor color shift and sharpness loss, but it is minor. I don't believe it will have a significant impact on your experience with these filters. Again, if you want to have the best experience when using ND filters with any action camera, consider purchasing a gimbal, as digital stabilization really struggles with slow shutter speeds. Thank you for watching.